Mental Health Protection and Promotion Bill 2022 is among 7 pieces of proposed legislation laid in the National Assembly on Wednesday. In addition to the Mental Health Bill, Nurses and Midwives Bill 2022, and the Radiation Safety and Security Bill 2022, the Juvenile Justice Amendment Bill, the Evidence Amendment Bill of 2022, and the Condominium Bill and the Tax Amendment Bill of 2022, all 7 of the ones that were actually tabled in Parliament. Now, let's go through them one by one. The mental health law, according to Minister Anthony, will make way for the establishment of a mental health advisory board. The Radiation Safety and Security Bill 2022 will outline the use of radiation in medicine and proper handling and disposing of such waste, and a regulatory board to oversee that. The Nurses and Midwives Bill 2022 was described as a bill to make provisions for the registration and regulation of nurses, midwives, nursing assistants, and specialist nurses, which honestly I thought was done years ago. Non-law presented the Evidence Amendment Bill of 2022. The amendments will now allow for a confession made by an accused in any proceedings to be used as evidence by the person's co-accused, provided it is relevant to the matter at hand and has not been excluded by the court. So if you and your squaddy commit a crime, his confession could be used against you, which honestly sounds very dangerous if you ask me. The Juvenile Justice Amendment Bill was presented by Minister Penn. This bill seeks to charge juveniles as adults when they commit crimes jointly with other adults. So, if a child and an adult go and rob someone, an armed robbery that is, they're both going to be charged jointly as adults. And that is if the magistrate sees it fit. Meanwhile, Dr. Ashley Singh presented the Tax Amendment Bill 2022, which seeks to amend the Tax Act, and Minister Kroll presented the Condominium Bill 2022. Now, this bill will allow for multifamily homes to be legally treated as individual housing units. The IDB is preparing to hire an outside firm to investigate allegations that IDB President Mauricio Claver Caron had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. It was not immediately clear which firm would be engaged to carry out the investigation. The investigation is in connection to an anonymous email sent to the board of directors of the IDB and the ethics officer at the end of March, and that accused Claver Caron of carrying out a relationship with senior strategists who reported to him. The email also accused Claver Caron and the staffer of misusing IDB funds. Claver Caron called it an online smear campaign without giving much detail. Interestingly enough, he is actually the first American to take this position, which is customarily reserved for citizens of any of the smaller member nations of the IDB, typically a Latin American nation. In fact, our nation's rep to the IDB was also one of the members who voted for him in 2020. I wonder why. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2014 RDQ3. It comes with Bluetooth, mug rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, electronic parking brake, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $5.6 million. All pay down as low as $1,120,000 down with around $108,000 monthly for 5 years, and it's yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them you can send you for this sweet deal. 29-year-old Padmini Dwarka was charged for attempted murder after she stabbed the 4-year-old daughter of her girlfriend during an argument with said woman. It is alleged that during the argument, the woman started to pack her belongings to move with her child. Well, the child was reportedly in the hands of the mother when Dwarka attacked with a knife, resulting in the child being stabbed instead of the mother. Fortunately, the child survived and is currently recovering at the hospital with a wound to the abdomen. Dwarka was released on $100,000 bail and will make her next court appearance later this month. On Thursday, local environmentalist Annette Arjun shared a Facebook post depicting 2 dolphin carcasses. Arjun stated, quote, "Today is World Dolphin Day. These 2 carcasses were reported by citizens in Al Nes Region 6 and Laguan Region 2. Kaicha News contacted the Environmental Protection Agency, who stated that they are aware of the 2 incidents and a probe has been launched. While the EPA has dispatched teams to the area where the dead dolphins were spotted, the representative pointed out that the EPA's team has not located the carcasses as yet. A young woman who has not yet been identified by the police was found dead on Thursday at the Papi Show Back Dam in Region 7. The woman's body was being transported from the back dam for an autopsy. As such, they could not provide any details on the cause of her death as yet. The commander for the region also said that a male is in police custody assisting with investigations. Who said luxury can't be affordable? Move into your own home in 2022. Lenore Estates West Coast Demerara properties are within your reach. Move out of the landlord's place and put that rent money towards your own 5,000 square foot property. Call or WhatsApp 592-618-5702 for more info. 3 men appeared at the Sparendam Magistrates Court on Thursday charged jointly with armed robbery. 30-year-old laborer Adrian Fernandez, 30-year-old laborer Gladwin McDonald, and 23-year-old Emmanuel Payne pleaded not guilty to robbing a 50-year-old man on April 6 of this year at Goodvoacton on the East Coast. According to police, they were among 4 masked men who robbed the victim of his jewelry and money when they broke into the man's house. When the victim resisted, the gunmen shot him in the leg and they fled. They were arrested several days later. Nonetheless, the trio was remanded to prison until May 16th. The Guyana Prison Service has revived its agriculture program, and a recent press statement from the GPS says that inmates have just harvested several hundred pounds of vegetables at the Mazaruni prison farm. Coordinator of the Agricultural Department, Senior Superintendent Kofi David, said a total of 557 pounds of bolonja, along with 331 pounds of bora, were harvested. But, judging from the photo, I guess the pak choi is still growing in the ground. Nevertheless, Director of Prisons Nyclon Elliott said their aim is to create a self-sustaining food supply by providing inmates with the opportunity to be skilled in farming as well as animal husbandry. So good for them. They're learning a skill that will literally feed them when they get out. Do you own a truck? No, not the disease, I mean a real truck, like Darth, International, Freightliner, Bedford TM, or Scammell. Then come. Get high-quality truck parts at the lowest prices at Powered Automotive. Visit them at Lot 1161 EE Eccles, or call them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Now for today's oil update. On Wednesday, Shell and Total Energy scored big in the most recent round of oil block auctions in Brazil, securing 6 and 2 offshore exploration blocks, respectively, in the nation's Santos Basin. The public bidding session of the third cycle of the open acreage in the concession model saw 13 companies acquiring blocks, an official release said. A total of 59 exploration blocks were bought in 6 basins, with signature bonuses amounting to 422.4 million rias, a premium of 854.84%. That will see investors of some 406.3 million rias in just the exploration phase. Now, to give you some context, 406.3 million rias is just over 86 million US dollars. So keep these numbers in mind as we approach this year's oil block auction in our nation. Now for our stupid news of the day. You know what I think is stupid? Many things. Honestly, many things. But today, I'm not talking about any of those. Life is honestly too beautiful and too short to spend every day just being miserable about the affairs of man. So, enjoy the holiday, spend time with your family, and remember that in a world that is designed to keep you down, loving yourself is an act of resistance. Now for our Uncut News Views Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Well, yesterday we asked about Aubrey Norton and how you feel about him being the new opposition leader. Will he actually bring about change, or will it be just business as usual? Hallelujah says, well, Mr. Norton already started out like a Rottweiler. No insult intended. I say like a Rottweiler because he sees through the games the government is playing, and as a result, he will not let them get away with any other of their shenanigans, but will be on their heels to get the work done. And that is exactly what an opposition leader is supposed to do. They are supposed to keep them on their toes and keep the government honest. So, let's see. And finally, Muhammad Sharif says, Aubrey Norton hopefully will do a responsible job for his constituents, as we saw in the past, PNC. Indeed. So, before we get to tonight's question, you can multiply your cash by selling digital top-up. This is a legit way you can earn much money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for tonight's question. You know, it's a holiday, so I'm switching it up tonight. What questions do you have for me, Noriko? So I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Rico Pulford saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha-ha! Happy Easter, folks.